My name is Tyler Van Kirk. I am a graduate research assistant for the EPSCoR SEANET program. I came to University of Maine for my undergrad. I got my bachelor's in marine science from School of Marine Sciences here, and when I graduated, a position opened up, so I continued doing that. Same research focus, but just a lot more exciting. You know, when I go to the library, I check out books on parasites across the world. That's like my, my interest now. Currently, I'm studying a parasite host system on the coast of Maine. So we do some summer monitoring of kind of where that parasite is on the coast and the species that it's affecting. And we're kind of looking at the overall picture of how the changing environment might impact that dynamic over the next few years. The Gulf of Maine is pretty widely accepted as a very, very at-risk area for climate change effects, environmental change. We're curious to see if warming waters means there's more green crabs, that there's more parasites in the green crabs. They're not just invasive to New England. They've invaded 6, 7, 8 times all across the world. And I think that because they're so easy to find, they're all across the coast, they impact so many important systems, so many important species that we want to focus on, that choosing them as a kind of like a focus species is very beneficial. The biggest impact so far is probably their impact on the shellfish industry. They're very good at eating baby shellfish. That's where the green crabs really come in and do a lot of damage. So we had some really interesting results from this summer, that up to over 3,000 this summer. And we took all sorts of new categories of data, and that led to some really neat results. The levels of parasites can be drastically different between different groups of crabs. It opens up a lot of doors to new research questions. Field days, we have to go with whenever low tide is. We have these metal bars that we use to flip over rocks on the beach. We've all got boots and gloves, and there's a lot of excitement to flip over rocks, and all the crabs run everywhere, and a lot of chasing the crabs around treat us. But it's usually a very tiring day. We're all very sore when we get back. This last summer we had 4 undergraduate interns and 3 high school interns at one point that I was supervising all at once. So that's a lot of fun to put them all in a van together and drive down to the coast. They're a fun group to be with. We've kind of developed a new approach this season. So we're trying to design a citizen science-based approach to looking at where this parasite is in the state. And we kind of realized that if we could get a way to kind of open up a bridge between the scientific research that's being done and the people who are actually out there interacting hands-on with this resource, that we could potentially kind of get the best of both worlds. We can get the conservation from the science side of things, maybe some direction there, but we can also get all this data from these people who are actually out enjoying it at the same time. So one of the risks that we are trying to assess is that parasite has the ability to kind of transfer to different species potentially. The crabs and the lobsters are both crustaceans, and there's some room for cross-transfer between species. The real concerning part is that green crabs have been proposed as a sustainable or alternative bait for lobster fishermen. If there is a risk there to the lobsters, or some risk of us spreading this parasite to other species, I think it's really important that we get an understanding of that before we actually move forward with looking at that possibility.